What's up everyone, this is Mr. GWS, and as you all know, because I think a few days ago, LG Mobile has already announced they will release the LG G7 ThinQ, and now according to Android headlines, their new LG phone I think they have another LG phone coming up, but not LG V40. Instead, it's LG V35 ThinQ. Yeah, with the ThinQ AI on it, which is, I think, one of the silly name to add with the brand name. Like when you put a brand name, you won't put together with like Bixby or Siri or Google Assistant, right? LG has the guts to put with the ThinQ AI on it. Yeah, so the V35, the design will be more or less similar to LG V30. Yeah, without the notch. Yes, you heard it right, without the notch. And even though the V35, the name is already used in Japan which is it's also called as LG V30. But this is completely different phone compared to the regular V30. Yeah, design more or less will be the same, but not very sure. Excuse me, but not very sure whether they were announced together with the LG G7 ThinQ. But for now, it's just a rumor. We'll see how it goes. Not too much change when it comes to display, like compared to the previous like LG V30 and V30s. Will have more or less the same specs, same displays, and the camera will also be the same as the G7 ThinQ. According to the rumors for now. Yeah, so the V30 will be the V35 ThinQ will be using OLED display instead of POLED, which whether will be improved over POLED, no, I'm not sure. But I think POLED is just it's still a good display when it comes to V30 or V30s. We're still marketing as a full vision display, which is it's still a big screen to body ratio up to more or less 80%, even though it's not the largest one anymore. Other manufacturers have gone even further than that. And according to that, there will be no notch. I'm not very sure whether G7 is the uniqueness of the notch. No. But as for now, V35 might not have a notch, which more or less a good news if you don't really like the notch at all. The design will be of course more or less the same as the V30. According to the article, will be like LG will continue this marketing approach with the V35 by highlighting the display's extraordinary color reproduction, as well as an edge-to-edge design craft to fit in the palm of your hand. Yeah, more or less almost all the manufacturers will do that anyway. So I think V35 is no exception. But this time it only comes with two colors, which is black and grey, with both options adopting the same premium glossy finish. Yeah, it's like like Samsung, like Apple, more or less the design. And the cameras, the setup will be more or less similar to the G7, the upcoming G7 ThinQ, f1.6 16 megapixels, and with HDR capability. I think this time can record HDR video. Of course, according to rumors for now. And the secondary rear camera has also the same resolution, but can pull up a 107-degree field view, which is to me is a bit disappointed because because the previous LG phones can produce much wider field view, which is taking a good photo in a tight space is definitely a advantage. But even though the upcoming phone might be slightly disadvantaged, Yeah, the same setup as a G7 with the new AI cam, this and that. Yeah, we all know more or less the same, like the ThinQ. Yeah, super bright mode and super pixels. I think they might use two camera sensors to pinch up a more detail. I think might be in expense of popping up the ISO maybe 3200 or 6400. Yeah, because they have to, otherwise the ISO and the shutter speed will be unbalanced, because I think even the Galaxy S9 only can crank the ISO up to 800. Maybe this time this G7 or V35 will have even further than that, like 3200 or 6400. That's why there's called extreme low light mode or super bright mode. Is automatically activate on both the G7 and V35. Yeah, so I more or less guess is adding more higher ISO to compensate the shutter speed or the aperture. And yeah, the AI lens more or less the same. We have the same ThinQ AI system, but still not very sure whether the V35 will also have a dedicated button like the G7. Let's see. And of course the V35 ThinQ also have their quad deck. Yeah. Even though it's not really somewhat surprises anymore, but at least it's still here, and I'm glad it's still here, because I like the hi-fi deck. I really do. And the sound for this is really good. Even though might have Dolby Atmos this time around, because the Galaxy S9 has it, Huawei P20, P24 has it. Yeah, I saw the settings. It has a Dolby Atmos stereo sound, but not very sure whether the V35 will have that stereo sound. The G7 more or less will have that. Let's see. Yeah, with the, if you know the LG V30, the quad deck settings, the V35 more or less will have that as well. Fine-tuned sound, yeah, to users' reference. Oh, and the article also states that LG is making use of far-field voice recognition with the V35. This is designed to facilitate the general voice assistant capabilities of equipping the smartphone with the ability to hear owners from a greater distance than ever before, up to 17 feet or 5.8 meters away, which is quite far now. Even though my distance is not that far, I think if I stand behind back, right, even might hurt that. I don't know. Maybe by the end of the year they will call LG V35 ThinQ or LG V40. I hope it's just LG V40, because it's kind of silly to put LG V35 on this year's flagship. I think V40 will be much better name, and the specs more or less the same as the G7, like hopefully with a big battery. And yeah, V35 more or less will also have a 6-inch display, which I said just now. Yeah, more or less the same specs. Though it's not that surprising, but at least it's kind of excited to look forward to LG smartphones in 2018. Well, only time will tell. So that's all I have to say. If you like this video, comment and subscribe to my channel, Mr. GWS. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.